good New Year, of course. Thanks for the contact. Right, I think it's Mike Zero Charlie Juliet Foxtrot, I think, there. Very good afternoon, evening. I'll try to put you into my log. This will be one before. Charlie Juliet Foxtrot. No, we haven't. That's if I got the call sign right. Often I get the call sign wrong these days. So I'll put you in the cures there. Charlie Juliet Fox. Being cures, let's see whether I have got a call sign. No, we haven't. I think I got the call sign wrong. I got the call sign wrong. So the Mike Zero.
Good afternoon there, John. Echo Alpha 7, Juliet Uniform Romeo. This is Mike Zero, Juliet Charlie Fox. Yeah, we've worked hundreds of times, mate. And it's been a few months since I last spoke to you. So I heard you talking there to, I've forgotten his name now already. I heard you talking to someone. I thought, well, I know that West Country accent anywhere out of Spain. So I just thought I'd jump in just to wish you a Merry Christmas and an Happy New Year, John. But as I say, today your signal's about 5 and 7 to me. With QSB, drops you down to about a 5 and 5. And on your last QSO, you peaked sort of 5 and 9. But a lot of QSB on 20 metres today. So back to you, EA7JUR M0JCF.
Juliet Charlie Fox, EA7JUR, brain cells, once you get that all got mixed up, or the marbles dropping out. I don't like Zuka seems to get the wrong way round. So there, it's listening to somebody else, and then the signal coming through other people's audio as well. Yeah, we spoke on 18 times before there, Mark. I think they're looking at when the first time was, so 2019, so not that far back. 2019. All on 20 metres up until 2020. 2020 we worked 3 times on 10 metres. 3 times on 10 metres there. If not 4 times. And then 2020 again, 20 metres. And then 2020, 10 metres again. 2020, that's another couple of 20s. 2021 we worked on 17, 10 and 20 metres. So we worked 3 bands this year there, Mark. So yeah, we do 5 and 9, 5 and 9 plus. So I don't know what you're running there, a kilowatt or what, I don't know. You did not get me, I'm running just about 500 watts, yeah. Just about 500 watts, put it into the UK with a tournament mini beam. So at least you're here with me anyway, so that's all that matters. So hopefully everybody's well your way, your family. Of course, as you probably heard, we're catching the old virus down here at our age, and it's going to be another very quiet Christmas there, Mark. Good job you haven't got, well, we was going to get friends out here from the Torbay area. But whether he's was able to get everything settled or not and get out of here, I don't know, but I hope in some sense I hope he doesn't, because of the virus. Him coming over, and I don't particularly want to mix with people coming over from anywhere.
Got news for him about my virus then.
All the bars and restaurants, so you can have a COVID passport anyway. Sorry, that's particularly coffee and they're talking. I'm gonna do brandy, liqueur brandy. I must take a ticket away in a minute. But anyway, there's 2 people who was hoping to come over to see me, but I was with this COVID in England and COVID down here, hopefully they can't make it, because I wouldn't feel safe going out, and they would definitely want to go out to cash bars and restaurants, and I've stopped it myself. I even stopped my wife from swimming exercises once or twice a week with a friend, so I said, you got to stop that. So we stopped that, and we stopped going out. And that could go on for months to come this year, like it was last year, Mark. We never went to cash bars or restaurants until, right in the midsummer, gone when it was a bit thin down here. So that's the story. So another quiet Christmas there, Mark, but we're okay otherwise. M0JCF, EA7JUR.
Yeah, EA7JUR M0JCF. Well, first things first, you were consistently over the 9 that time there, John. So the 500 watts working really well. We have worked actually with my older call sign as well, 2 Echo 0 Echo Romeo X-ray. I think we've also worked 40 metres and 12 metres with that call sign. And I've definitely worked you with my M6 call sign as well, M6LJX. when I first got licensed from 2017, because I remember, I think the first time I worked you might have been on the Royal Signals net with Trev and a few others. But I may be confused on that one. I talked to a lot of expats out of Spain as it goes. But today I'm just checking the power meter now. We're running just over about 120 watts, 125 watts. The radio I'm using today, it's a first time for me and you. It's a Yaesu FT101ZD. Mark III. I've had it 2 weeks, and this is the second day that I've been using it. I think last time I spoke to you, John, I was using my old TS520S, and in the past I know I've worked you with the TS590, the FT747GX. I've even worked you on an old ICOM 720A, if I remember once, and the linear amplifier in it had packed up, so I was talking to you on driver power only. I think it was about 20 watts, and yeah, we've had a few QSOs over the years. As for the family, well, the bad news on that score, mate, is me and my wife have got it. We've got the dreaded COVID. Probably last Monday night, maybe Tuesday morning, I'd sort of developed a cough, and the cough persisted all day Tuesday. So Wednesday morning I took a lateral flow test and it come up positive, and so did my wife, unfortunately. So I then went for the PCR test. I went to the local walk-in clinic, as it were, and got that test and got the positive result. I actually come out of a government-imposed lockdown on a Thursday. Thursday's the day that I'm free to go out into the world, and for me, I'm not sure which variant I've got, whether it's the Omicron or the Delta variant, but for me, John, I've had worse common colds. The only thing I've had with this one was mainly the cough. And every now and again I do have a bit of a cough. It's a very dry cough, feels like you can't bring anything up. So that's the first thing. I never cough at night, so that's been a really good one. Never have a cough at night. And what's the other problem? Well, I had the high temperature on Wednesday last week. I had a high temperature Saturday, but apart from that, John, absolutely no problems with this this COVID. Now I'm double jabbed. I was due a booster, but I've decided now that there's no point in me having the booster, because obviously I've had the disease and I'll now have natural immunity for maybe 3 months or whatever. So I'm not looking to get any type of booster until at least March next year. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know, but we can only have so many vaccinations. It obviously didn't stop me catching it. It certainly hasn't stopped me spreading it to my wife, unless of course my wife caught it first. But England especially, whereas I think there's a big resistance to lockdowns, closing bars and pubs and clubs and things like that, but they're definitely going in that direction. I think for the new year there will be limited restrictions, I'm sure, and the passport side of things, that's coming to a certain extent now. For someone like myself and my wife, I'm approaching 60, my wife's mid-50s, we're not overly fussed or worried, unless we can go to the shops and we can go to the park and we can go to a few restaurants and etc. Then we're okay. So we're not nightclubbers or pub goers as such, so it's not really going to affect us so much. My daughters are 25 and 22, and it will affect them obviously, especially my youngest daughter. She's more worried because she does like a nightlife, so for her point of view, it's quite important. But for my eldest daughter's point of view, she's self-employed and she's in the beauty game, so she has to be very careful anyway. So it's all a bit of a mixed bag, really. As I say, it taken 2 years, but I finally caught it. It finally got me, and to be honest, as I said at the beginning, I've had worse common cold, so I'm not scared of it anymore, if that's the best way to put it there, John. So back to you, EA7JUR M0JCF.
but the only good thing, you haven't got it bad, and that's one good thing anyway. You had your jabs, and of course, no matter what it is, it's probably stop you from getting it worse than you've got it. So you don't want it bad. You don't want the long COVID thing to come in. No matter how young or old you are, you don't want long COVID to come in, because that seems to be one of the things that's going to affect a lot of people later in life. Whether they can ever eradicate it or cure you from it, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it at the moment. I talked to all sorts of people. Of course, they either don't know they had it, hardly got it, still suffering from it for the last 12 months or 18 months or more, and then other people either passed away or still got it bad. So it's not good. It's not going to go away for a long time. As I said right from the start, it's not going to go away. And people say, "Oh, get back to normal." I said, "No, you won't." I've been right everything with my predictions so far since it ever started. Not that I know anything about it, but if you only got a bit of common sense and read between the lines and look at it, how it is, and what sort of virus it is, and how it affects people, and how it affects going around the world, and you can't stop it at the moment. So I'm afraid it's going to go on for quite some time there, Mark. Yeah, we got a grandchild that's at it, and she was 23 at the time. That's 12 months ago now. And he was 24, and they both had it, but they had it mildly, being young, so they left her with the breathing problem. I can't even really call it now. Chest, lung problems. Has left her with that. Although she never had it bad, she got now she's got to have sprays and down her lungs, like sort of thing. I forget what they call it now, but anyway. So it's, that's not good, but it's not good at all. But anyway, yeah. Well, at least you're out and you can, as I said to people, well, I think the government will probably try and let people have a Christmas. The families can mix a bit, as long as there's not too many coming here and there and everywhere. Not to go to strangers' places, or I think people not in family, or mix up big parties and venues and things like that, and that's it. But I think as soon as Christmas is over, they're going to clamp down rather hard. I think it's going to carry on up and up and up, the numbers, so unfortunately then they're going to have to clamp down hard. I know the trouble is, so many people in the government will say, yeah, you can do this, you can do that, and other people that don't like it. So they're very sort of split in what they think should go on there, Mark, unfortunately. Not good for the country, and not good for politics either. But again, what can you do? The government, you've got to keep the country working, otherwise they'll be bankrupt. I mean, now they're going to allow people furlong type of things, or they'll make people some money. But they can't do it forever. You're not going to be any coffers there left at all. So it's a good job I'm nearly 80 years old there, Mark, because if it carries on as much as it's going, it will be a baby pension. So I should probably be pensioned before nobody gets a pension phase or something. So, it's not going to do there, Mark, but at least when you return like us down here, I mean, you like to enjoy life, as much as you can before you pay it. It's been a very bad, over 2 years there, Mark. Like meeting people and cast bars at restaurants like we used to. I can't see it being much different for quite some time, unfortunately, but there again, at least I'm saving a little bit of money now, not doing what I used to do, go here, there and everywhere. So that's it, but anyway, it's hopefully you get all over it there, Mark, and hopefully you have a good Christmas. I say we're going to have a very quiet one again. M0JCF, EA7JUR.
Yeah, EA7JUR, M0JCF. Yeah, I hear everything you're saying there, mate. There was somebody on the radio. It was a junior minister. I forget, he was a backbencher, something like that. I think it was a backbencher, was on the radio being interviewed about a week ago. Well, just before, actually, I had to go into lockdown myself. I think I was driving to work, and he was saying, that to his mind, we've got another 2 years of this, and boosters 4, 5 and 6. So it would make sense if you're going to get a booster every 6 months. That'd be about right. A booster for next year for me, possibly 2, and then in 2023 another 2 boosters, you know, so that would mean me booster 4, 5 and 6 for me. And yeah, I believe, you know, what will happen is we'll clear it up, but there'll be outbreaks, you know, like we get excuse me, you know, like we get the outbreaks now. I think that's what will happen is in the next 2 years' time is we'll gradually, I mean, we've got to live with it, and I think we'll gradually get, not so much used to it is the wrong terminology, but, you know, we will get used to it, for the want of a better word, and we'll have to live with it like we live with the flu, except just a bit more cautious, you know. And it's really, I mean, all they go on about is protecting the NHS. Now, I agree with that, but of course, if the NHS hadn't been mismanaged for the last 25, 30 years, if they'd spent a bit more money and kept it going the way that it was always designed to go, then maybe we wouldn't have to protect the NHS so much, you know. And I suppose at the end of the day now, we've got the shortage of doctors and nurses, etc. Certainly haven't got the shortage of the hospitals, because, you know, they opened up all of those emergency places to cope with the overflow of a pandemic, and of course that's all now been I don't know if they're closed down or if they're just mothballed in case they're going to be needed. I'd like to think that they're not going to be, you know. It's just it's an unknown factor, isn't it, you know, and we could have this conversation for the next 3 months and probably never come to a conclusion. But for my mind, you know, the NHS should be second to none, and it pretty much is, you know, second to none throughout the world. You know, as healthcare goes, we do have it very, very good in this country. It's a shame now that people like my mum, for instance, my mum needs a hip operation and she can't, she's going to have it done privately, she's going to pay for it. Now, she shouldn't have to, you know, she's 75 years old, needs a hip, and she shouldn't have to pay for that, but she's going to, she's going to, and that's absolutely fine. But, you know, we should be in the 21st century in a position where anyone who has paid taxes all their lives could just walk into a doctor's or a hospital and just say, this is what needs doing, can you do it? And they say, yeah, come in next week, we'll do it. So, you know, it's you know, it's a bit unfortunate that we've let it get to that state. But as I say, you know, these type of things, too many managers, too many administrators, and not enough boots on the ground, and it's come back to bite us. You know, the cuts and cuts and cuts that they've made over the years, and you know, this was always touted as something that may happen. Of course. I suppose really we should be more worried about the Russians invading Ukraine or the Chinese invading Taiwan and us getting embroiled in some sort of maniacal sort of a war somewhere, you know. And I think that's what we should be more worried about. But, you know, that's just a personal level thing. I suppose what's also interesting from my point of view is I've now had the disease, John, and I've been very, very lucky. I mean, there are some poor souls out there who haven't been as lucky as me and my wife. But I know quite a few people now that have had this and are all giving me the same sort of story, you know, of how it is. So hopefully on the up and up, as viruses do, they become more transmissible, but at the same time they become weaker in their effects as the human body knows what to expect with every variation. So we'll see anyway. I don't want to bring it down anymore, John. I only call in to wish you a Merry Christmas and to play a little bit of catch up. I didn't want to really go down the road that I've just gone now with the doom and gloom. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, mate. I'm going to get myself back in. You can hear I've started coughing now. I'm going to go and grab myself a honey and lemon and some paracetamols. And I'll put the radio away now. As I say, it's I've given it a good airing today on 40 metres and 20 metres. You've got a lovely signal pretty much consistently coming in at 5 and 9, 5 and 9 plus. So it's working well for you down there. So I'll hand it over to you now for any finals, John. I will wish you and your good lady and the rest of the family near and far a very happy Christmas. Probably be the fourth Christmas that I've wished you a happy Christmas, and hopefully we'll have happier conversations in 2022. So over to you for any finals, John. Take care, have a great time, and I look forward to catching up with you in the new year. EA7JUR M0JCF.
For several minutes, so we'll be coming right up again there, Mark. I mean, so, we just about go. Yeah, you're a man on the heart in the sense you got the same, sort of thoughts as I got and all the rest of it, all different things. So, it's just, we got to wait and see. We got a good house service, but Spain is very good. I can see the doctors a lot quicker than you can in England. I can see specialists damn sight quicker than you can in England down here, Mark. So they're very, very good. Very good indeed. It's like unfortunately, the COVID is hitting the health service. The people are sick, people are dying from the health service, and people even moving from the health service because of pay, and they don't like as much work as they're getting. So unfortunately, the health service is a bit undermanned at the moment and underfunded. But I know you can't keep on throwing money at things if things aren't being run properly. That's the thing there, Mark. But so they got to, although we're quite lucky with what we've got, but with this COVID, of course, it's buggered up everything. I mean, I'm 80 years old next July, and I should have had two knees done in the last 2 years, because I can only walk at all anywhere. I got so much pain, I can only walk anywhere now. But whether I shall ever get that done is another thing, whether it's in England or down here. So that's what I would like to get done in a sense, but I'll get it old to have that sort of thing done. The wife has had one knee done about 2 years ago, and the pain she went through just of having one knee done, she chipped a bone in her knee somewhere, so we had to have it done. But mine is just old age, arthritis and all the rest of it, worn out. But anyway, nice to catch you. Yeah, all the best to you and your family. Have a good Christmas and a good New Year, and hopefully we catch another time there, Mark. Thanks for looking in. We will all sign in case we disappear. M0JCF EA7JUR, back to you for file.
Yeah, no problem, mate. The lowest you dropped there was 5 and 7. Perfectly readable throughout. So anyway, thanks for all the good wishes, John. Yeah, it's a bind getting old, isn't it? I know you're in front of me. I've just got a year off of 60 now. So my good lady wife, she's in her mid-50s. So she's a young spring chicken. But so long as we can see the next 20 plus, that will do me just fine. If I can reach your heady heights, John, I'll be happy. All the best, mate. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year. And I'll catch you very soon. Bye-bye for now. EA7JUR. This is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot going clear. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, okay then, Mark. This is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Fox, EA7JUR. Yeah, okay then. Yeah, have a good be safe, and we'll do it again next year or so. EA7JUR, next time. 73, have a good one. Bye-bye. Kilo Papa Delta, so again, very good.